The Edo State Commissioner for Communication, Chris Nehikare, in southern Nigeria says the state has intensified efforts to rescue the passengers kidnapped at the Igweben train attack. While giving the update, he affirmed that the officers rescued another victim previously kidnapped before the attack. Meanwhile, market women in the Igweben community have lamented a low patronage of their goods as they call for speedy rescue of the victims.
And the victim was successfully extracted, and I think the kidnappers were also neutralized. None of our people sustained any injuries in the operation. We still have a few cases to solve of kidnapping here in Edo. I think the one that we've all been following especially is the kidnap in the station, the Igweben train station. I'm also pleased to report that 2 more victims have been rescued from the Igweben train station issue.
What happened for this? I will never see her before. So our people, where we don't see again, we there with them, make them help us. We need them. We need them again. We won't see them. We not like as our people they lost. Make them bring them to us. Now what do we do? I see market now because of the crowd of people. Many people not feel present for market. So everybody they worried. I beg, make them help us.
Thank you, ma. Your name, ma?
Confidence, audio.
Thank you very much.
News Central's Nii Omoni, who is in Edo State, joins us to give a latest update on the incident. Good evening to you, Nii.
Good evening, Benga from Edo State here.
Now, Nii, it's day 5. It's the 5th day since the train station attack. Can you tell us the current situation on the fate of the abductees? We had the Honorable Commissioner of Information there telling us the 2 victims were rescued today.
Okay, just for clarity, the victims rescued today are not the victims from the train attack. They are victims from another kidnap that happened on the Benin Road, which we saw when we were headed towards the Igwebe village, where the person who actually helped us navigate that road explained that the screeching of their own tire was what made the person driving that Lexus white Jeep skid, and the kidnappers were able to take them. And they've been there also even before the train attack. So those were the people they were rescued, not the victims. Now, speaking about the victims of the train attack, we were at the train station again today. Although, yes, the security forces wouldn't speak with us, but what we could gather is that they had a fire with some of these abductors in the forest overnight. And in fact, it's sad to say that they lost a police officer in the process. But from what we could also gather, it's sure that they are getting close, because they say it is getting quite intense. While we're also at Igwebe, we noticed a train passing, and the train didn't stop at Igwebe, and it just moved on. And there were very few people in the train. These are part of what the locals say has happened since the effect of these attacks that happened at Igwebe, because most people are not even using the plane. We could count people in the train, probably like 5 to 6 in that train, and it was not even stopping at Igwebe at the time.
So we can see some of the consequences of this attack, low patronage of the train services, and also I saw your report in the marketplace where the market women are complaining that, look, there's very low patronage. Now, have there been contact made by the state government with the families of those abducted?
Well, so far, none we've known of. We spoke again with the family of the 9-year-old who we spoke to earlier. That was 3 days ago. But they said no contact has been made yet. Neither has the family been reached out to by the abductors. But of course, the government seems to be the only one giving out information. And of course, the police force seems to be the only one giving out information as to who has been rescued or if there has been any contact whatsoever. We tried reaching the first PRO, but it wasn't reachable. And of course, that was why we were able to get that press brief from the Commissioner for Communication to give us information. And just speaking about the ambience and the community, it's not just the market women women. We visited the bus parks, and yes, they complained that for 4-5 hours they are there, and even a small Sienna bus is not filled up with passengers to even travel back to the capital, which is Benin. So the market women are worried. They complained of low patronage. When we got there, they were looking so gloomy. Some of them didn't even want to talk to us. That woman specifically was so grieved, and she wanted to air her view, and we just had to grant her the opportunity to say what she feels. So that's the ambience currently. We spoke with a core member as well at some point.
Now, finally, Nii, before I let you go, you've been in Edo State for quite some time. For the sake of our viewers, can you give us an assessment of the geographical location of Igweben? How far is it from the capital, Benin? And what have you observed about the security framework in the community at the moment in Benin and also in the outskirts of Benin, places like Igweben?
Okay, so currently we are in Benin now. We moved from Igwebe to Benin today. And from Benin to Igwebe is almost 3 hours by road. By train, it could have been 7 to 8 minutes, according to locals who they say. Even surrounding villages around there, the Ebele, the Ujogba, and also the Ebudi. Those villages that are just a few kilometers away from there. But if we're talking about security in these places, there's no much security because, as they said, these kidnap cases just started in December, and they had no reason to have any sort of security overwatch over them other than the local vigilantes. And in terms of how this train station is geographically located, there has been complaints from the locals that they were not consulted before the federal government erected that train station at that particular location. But of course, the few authorities we've spoken to who don't want to speak on the camera said they don't have a say on it because that is what the federal government wishes to do. And secondly, they think it was a way to boost the economy of that environment and, of course, to make connectivity easy from one village to the other. And for cases about kidnapping that has happened in surrounding villages, communities like Uromi, the train also does not stop there anymore. So along that stretch where the train usually stops, it does not stop in most of those communities anymore because of the incessant kidnapping.
Much Nii Omoni for that update. Do stay safe, and we look forward to getting updates from you. Thank you.